heading offshore for the first time in a while, and a few friends are joining us for the ride. We do some incredible sailing as we round Cape Hatteras, and we get some great news from the doctor.
Sad to say goodbye.
I know.
It's kind of hard to imagine coming this way again. It's been a cool experience checking out the Chesapeake. Not an area I ever would have thought we'd explore, let alone for 2 seasons.
I know, I feel like we know it. I feel like we'll be back here at some point. Maybe, could be 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now, but we'll be back. This is the fleet that's leaving tomorrow morning.
Well, today's the day. We're getting underway. We are headed south out of the Chesapeake, around Cape Hatteras, and we'll see how far we'll get. Forecast is changing a little bit.
Our friends over here, Bedouin, raising their mane.
We're underway, y'all.
Woohoo!
And the wind, pretty nice. We got about 15 knots from the west-southwest. We're thinking that's going to bend around on us as we go down the North Carolina coast. And then around in Cape Hatteras sometime tomorrow morning, I think the winds will bend around as well. So it's like I had in that little tutorial video, I think we got a window that works.
Nice.
Several mini races going on as the pack leaves the Chesapeake. And I gotta say, our new mainsail can't come too soon. We are struggling upwind. This sail is bagged out. It was bagged out last year.
And we're getting smoked by lots of friends out here.
I don't know about smoked. They're keeping up with us. Oh, we just got the code 0 up. It's always one of these things where it's like, should we do it? Should we do it? And then we put it up and we're like, I'm so glad we did it. It's kind of like reefing in that way. Winds are in the 7 to 10 knot range, and we are close reaching, so there's really no other sail that'll do this job. Pretty flat out here, just a few swells rolling through.
You're flying, I'm in the sunshine. Wow, it's a perfect day out here. It's nice and flat. We're going like 6 knots. It's just gorgeous. I'm loving this. We're gonna get to Hatteras maybe around 5 o'clock in the morning, which is perfect timing because the winds are gonna bend around from behind, baby.
Have you ever picked up a guitar before? You've never played a guitar?
Never.
This is the first time in your entire
ever.
life? This is quite a moment.
It is. Is it good?
How does it feel? It's some raw talent. Bob your head up and down like that. That helps. Pretty mellow. Easy offshore conditions. We'll see how we time it with Cape Hatteras overnight tonight. Hopefully the wind will bend around, because if it keeps this same direction from the west-southwest, we will have a pretty big head sea as soon as we get down to Hatteras. Made some pretty good time coming down the coast. Maybe even too good a time. We're actually slowing the boat down, and here's why. With this weather scenario, I was expecting the winds to come around from the beam about now, but they're still ahead of the beam. As we take a look at the models, the best fit looks to be the NAM model. So that's one we're going to use. And we're still looking for that wind shift, that veering from west-southwest to west-northwest, 4, 5 in the morning. So we're going to slow the boat down. We're going to reef, slow things up so that we don't get to Cape Hatteras before the wind shift. Last thing we want is to point our nose straight into the wind and waves. Well, we're coming up on, I think, 4 in the morning. The wind's piped up. It's come around, as expected. About 16 knots or so. As soon as we make the turn around Cape Hatteras, though, we'll be on a nice close reach. All's good. Alright, we made it around Cape Hatteras. It is a washing machine of swell and wave from different directions. It's just a mess out here. We're fighting a current, and so I fired up the engines. We just gotta get through this, gotta get around this.
Usually on the first night out, he doesn't sleep much. I think he got about maybe a total of an hour and a half, and I probably got, I think, at least 8. But I'm just listening to podcasts, and I thought I would share what I'm listening to. It's what is driving your poor sleep besides night watches. I'm always looking to sleep better, always looking for health tips on how to just live more optimally with more energy and all that. Beautiful day, it's not as cold. I'm happy to report. The sun is out, we got lots of boats around us. But yeah, there's not much wind, maybe only like 8 knots from directly behind. And I hope he sleeps all day, because I got this.
We have a house guest.
We decided to name him Todd after my dad. My dad's name is Mike, but his nickname was Todd.
He's flown off a couple times, but he's come back again and again.
Gave him some water and some sesame seeds, and it seemed like he drank a little bit of the water. I am a little bit sad to report that Todd flew away. It was fun having a little pet on board for a while.
In the sailing world, there's one thing that's more upsetting than anything else, and that is motoring downwind. You see it all the time. We're all guilty of it. Most this morning, it just hasn't been worth it. At about 7 knots, but now it's starting to peak into that 10-knot range, meaning we've got 4.5 knots relative to the deck, and we're going to give flying the spinnaker a shot for a few hours.
In a lot of ways, flying a spinnaker in light winds is more difficult than flying one in heavier winds. It's a lot more likely the spinnaker will get snagged on a piece of standing rigging.
All right, so we're flying this asymmetrical spinnaker as though it were a symmetrical spinnaker. We've got to have the tack really, really high so that it can wobble back and forth when it needs to. And the clue is way, way out. The other thing you're going to notice is that I'm flying this asim without a mainsail up, and this is something I hardly ever do. In this situation, I'm fairly confident that the winds are not going to increase in strength. They're pretty light, and if anything, I think they may die off this afternoon a bit. But hey, we've turned off the engines and we're making good speed. How does this feel? It's been a while. You want to ride the Dolphins? How long has it been since we've seen dolphins? Pretty freaking cool.
Wow.
Dolphins!
There's nothing like seeing dolphins to reinstill all the love and passion I have for this lifestyle. There must have been like 40 or 50 dolphins just playing with us.
We're finally in clear water. It's been months since we've been able to see more than like 6 inches in the water. But we're on the side of the Gulf Stream. It's 81 degrees, the water temperature is finally warm again, and the water is clear. And the dolphins are back. Hi guys.
I really wanted to jump in with them. I was right on the edge. Oh my God, they're back.
Let's turn and burn.
Turned out to be a pretty nice day. So nice, in fact, that I think we're going to keep this spinnaker up after sunset, which is a little unusual for us, but winds are forecast to stay pretty light, and hey, we're doing a good time here. Got about 5.5 knots of boat speed with about 9 knots of wind from almost dead behind us. So that's not too bad for us. Sundogs are caused by little hexagonal ice crystals, and those are sometimes associated with storms. And indeed, the computer models are showing we've got a decent system taking shape in a couple days' time. So we are going to run for shelter. We're going to tuck in here to Wrightsville Beach.
You happy to get here? 2 days?
Yeah, it's a pretty good time. Some nice sailing in there. We motored a lot less than I thought we were going to. And overall, a little bouncy around Hatteras. Not a lot to complain about. Going up our first river channel in months. We got a little current against us. Where should we go?
You want to go along the walk? Got some good news to toast to. I do not have skin cancer. Whoosh. I'm so relieved. The doctor called today and they said they had to double check this. They sent it in for an extra lab review, and this is just dermatitis. And apparently it's something that either I'm allergic to something, or it could possibly even just be really dry skin. And she said just drink lots of water and always be moisturizing yourself. That's something, as we get older, we need more water and moisture. So I am so relieved. That was, when she called, I was like, I had that sinking feeling like, oh my God, okay, this is happening. What's gonna happen? And then it was good news. The beanbags are pink from this incredible sunset. I don't think we could have timed that trip around Hatteras any better.
Yeah, saw the opportunity and we went for it. It's nice to have that in our rear view mirror. If we had a rear view mirror, it'd be nice to have that behind us.
Yeah, especially with that storm that came up the coast. That was kind of wild.
It was well forecast. We saw 35 knots in the anchorage here at Wrightsville Beach, and just offshore it was blowing to 50 plus, and seas got upwards of 20 feet. So it was a real nasty one.
I'm glad we got around Hatteras before this.
Ready to head back out?
No. I'll stay right where I am, thank you.
I don't want to say we're stuck here, but we're kind of stuck here, a little bit.
We decided to stay here in Wrightsville Beach to receive our sail from Ullman.
Yeah, I don't know if you're aware of it, but there are these huge supply chain issues that start with the shipping container ships that are stuck off of some ports and they just can't be unloaded. What that means is that freight is now moving on the airlines quite a bit more, and that's where we're getting our sail from. It's got to get on an airplane in South Africa and get up here to the States, and it's been delayed a bit.
We're keeping really busy, as we always do, making videos, podcasts, and we have a special video for you next week.
How special is it, Megan? It's not your average vlog or equipment review. This is something different for us.
This is the question of should you retire or take a sabbatical when you think about cruising?
And is it practical to work while you're cruising?
So we got together with a bunch of friends, and we're also going to share our insights. Why are you trying to dress like me?
Well, because you look so fine.
Black is a good color on me.
Black Friday is coming up.
We are offering 20% off our Clarity and our Megan's Decaf. If you use the code No Jitters.
If you're not familiar with this coffee, it is a dark roast. The Clarity is a single source, I'd say medium to dark roast. Not quite French roast. It's kind of a smoky, caramelly, very, very smooth coffee.
And Megan's Decaf is got kind of the apple sweetness, a little caramel, but it's not quite as dark as the Clarity. It's really nice.
I really like to mix the two together.
Enter in No Jitters at o'kellystyle.com if you are in the United States.
Thanks, as always, to our patrons. We literally couldn't do this without you.
Thanks, everybody. See you next week.
Bye.